I just turned my Ford F150 into the ultimate Overlander, and today I'm gonna show you what I did to it. Welcome back to the F150 Tremor Overland build. Today, we've got some huge customization to do. In case you missed it in the last episode, I officially bought a new truck. My new F150 Tremor, which I really enjoy. The reason I bought that thing though is because I want to turn it into an Overland build. Essentially a pickup truck with a tent on the roof. After I uploaded that video, I was inundated with comments and suggestions from all of you guys saying, hey Nick, you've got to do this. Hey Nick, you've got to watch out for that. And today, we're doing round 1 of upgrade. So take a look at this thing. This is our brand new Go Overland Canada rooftop tent that we're gonna be putting onto the back of our F150 Tremor. But you can't just go out and put a rooftop tent on your car. No, you need something to attach it to. So that's why I've got this as well. This. Okay, I'm aware it's just a cardboard box, but inside of the cardboard box is something very exciting. We have a bed rack that we're gonna throw onto the back of the F-150, and then the rooftop tent is gonna sit on top of that. And if I've planned everything out correctly, it's gonna go perfectly. It's definitely not gonna go perfectly, but we can hope and cross our fingers. So I guess there's no point in waiting around. Let's get the F-150 in here and get this bed rack installed. Just like that, the Tremor's here. So let's get to work. You might be saying though, Nick, do you have any idea what you're doing? No. And that's kind of the whole point of this series. Throughout this series, I want to show that anybody can do stuff like this. You don't need to be a trained mechanic to work on your own car, bring it into the garage and mess around with it and make it your own. I'm not gonna lie, all I've done is watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos about how to put this stuff on, so how hard could it be? Side note, while we're doing all of these upgrades in the garage today, I'm also wanting to test out my battery to see how it actually performs. So I've got a camera battery plugged in, I've got a microphone, more camera batteries, and even like a Milwaukee drill plugged in here. I really want to see what the real world performance of this is, how many times I can charge things up, and at the end of the day, how much battery I'll have left over, because one of the other upgrades that we're not going to be doing today is eventually a solar panel. Well, depending on the results of this test. We'll figure that out a little later though. As of right now though, if I click this little on button, we are at 81%. We apparently have 30 hours of battery remaining, even with all of this stuff plugged in right now. So that's pretty good. I mean, we'll see how it is at the end of the day, but that's pretty good. I guess without further ado, let's just unbox these things. So let's go. I'm gonna try to build the entire like chase rack, bed rack, whatever you wanna call it. And then we're gonna pick the entire thing up and try to put it on the truck. The really nice thing about this bed rack is it's actually made of full aluminum, so I can throw it on the back of the truck, I can leave it there, and it's not gonna start rusting. All of these bolts are actually stainless steel, so I don't really need to worry about these either, which is really, really nice. So it's kind of like a stress-free solution. The other really nice thing about all of the stuff we've got today is this bed rack is actually made in Canada by a company called ORO Racks. I think they're mainly Toyota guys, but all of the racks are actually universal, and the guys were super, super helpful in like helping me figure out exactly which one and which size I needed for my truck, which was really helpful. So shout out to them. If you want to check out ORO Racks though, I'll leave a link in the description down below to these guys. They didn't sponsor this video or anything. I just want to give them a shout out because they're a fellow small business from Canada, so go check them out. Unboxed. Now with everything unboxed, let me talk you through what I think all of this stuff does. Because I'll be honest, I haven't read the instructions. Starting off with these, with this cool ORO and the flame logo in it, these are the sides of the bed rack. If I want to go out and get like any cool like Overland accessories, those will attach to these, which is pretty cool. Anyways, I guess let's put this together now, or try our best. Order business number 1, it looks like we need to build our 4 uprights that's actually going to attach to each corner of the truck. So let's start with that, I guess. Remember when I said everything would go perfectly? Well, it turns out when you're doing a job like this, you probably need the right tools for it. As it turns out, it's usually much easier to do the job when you have tools. So I'm gonna go get the tools I need. Tools secured. One of these days, I really need to buy a proper toolkit and like a toolbox and everything. Today's not that day. With the tools secured, we could finally get to building this ORO rack, and it was actually pretty simple, all things considered. I don't think I'm gonna win any speed running records, but it is working and it is looking so cool. I love the look of this already. We have a few more things to do, and then we'll be able to get it on the truck. You know when you're at home building the latest F1 Lego set or whatever? I'm not gonna lie, this feels exactly the same. A little bit more expensive, but I'm really enjoying it. And like I was saying, this thing is built of full aluminum, which means it's super, super light, so I could just pick this thing up myself and throw it on the back perfectly. Well, okay, maybe not perfectly. I had to make some adjustments. How cool does that look? It looks amazing up there. I love the look of this. For right now, I'm actually gonna skip our next step. Instead, I'm gonna bring out the Ugga Dugga, and we're gonna get this thing bolted up to the truck. And what's really cool is we don't actually need to bolt it to the truck. Like I said, this thing is completely universal, so in here, there's actually drill spots, so if you want, you can drill into your truck and secure this permanently forever and ever. Or you can go for this no-clip solution, which basically clamps this part of your truck, which is really cool, and then it sits on top. I was test fitting one earlier, and it looks kind of like this. I think that looks pretty good. Wait, sorry, I forgot to say the magic line. That's not going anywhere. This thing is so secure, that's crazy. This is not moving an inch. I'm actually so amazed, this is unreal. These are our last two things, and they're just gonna sit right there. I've got to screw them in, obviously. You might be asking the question right now, Nick, did you measure any of this? No. Can I adjust it all later? Yes. So a couple hours later and a bunch of bolts being done up, everything is measured up, Loctited in, and we are looking so good. I think this looks so nice. It's insane. We've got the end caps on now. Super, super clean look. We've got the big ORO flame logo. Looks fantastic. If we come around the back, the bed still works. So I can open up the tailgate and there's still plenty of room for all of your activities and even some tools. I think this thing came out looking incredible. Now we've got the big thing though. We've got to jump into this box and get the tent on. The box is actually so well packed, I have no idea how we're gonna open this. I need a crowbar. I called in the reinforcements, aka my dad and my brother. Huge shout out to Go Overland Canada though for supporting us with this project. It means a lot. They're a fairly new company that started off back in 2020, but they're accelerating super quickly. They've already been partnering up with GM, Chevy, Toyota, Hyundai, and Ineos. They've sold thousands of rooftop tents across Canada, the US, and in Europe. So before we head out for our first drive with the new rooftop tent officially installed, we have one more thing we need to do. Correction, we have two things we need to do. Number one, admire our beautiful handiwork. I think that looks really good. But thing number two we need to do is address the tailgate. So this is what the tailgate looks like on the F150, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little boring. I really like this whole black and white theme we've got going on for this truck, and well, I bought some decals. So let's put some stickers on my car. These aren't coming off clean at all. For some reason, the backing paper's sticking to the actual vinyl. Oh, got it. This is the worst vinyl I've ever seen. Every time I go to peel one off, the paper sticks to the thing. I'm not even joking. I think the AR12 store might need to look at implementing a new line of products. Car decals that don't suck. Anyways, I got them onto the truck. I don't know how long they'll last, but I think we can all agree they actually look pretty good. I'm calling it now. There is a 0% chance that these stay on and actually survive a winter, but for now, they look pretty good. So now that we've got the stickers on, we can go for our first drive, make sure the tent is all secured properly, open it up for the first time, and I'll give you an MTV Cribs tour. We've got a truck full of AR12 merch, my lovely assistant on board, and got the battery down there, still running tests to make sure it's all good for when we go on the road. I went on the road basically looking backwards the entire time, and I was happy with the results. It wasn't moving. Now that we've got everything finished up and the truck out into the open world, let me show you how this tent works. First of all, I think this is looking so cool. We made some minor adjustments to how we actually connected it if you were paying really close attention to the fast forwarding. Long story short, this is mounted perfectly. It's actually been up there for a couple of days now and it hasn't budged even a millimeter, so that's perfect. Let me show you how cool this tent is though, because it's going to blow your mind. We've got two little locking things here. We just pull these to open them up and then we can pretty much open up the tent. If you've never seen a tent like this before, let me show you how fast you can go from no tent to a tent. I'll put a timer on the screen for how long it actually takes, but I'm gonna set it up now. Gotta jump up on the wheel, pop it up, grab the strings, and let it open. We've almost got a tent already. Simply lovely. Up on the top of the tent, we've got our ladder. Let's pull that out. This is so easy, it's ridiculous. We've basically already got a tent. All right, now we just need to adjust our ladder and we will be good to go. Pretty much there. Done. I really can't express it enough how easy this is gonna make going on trips out into a whole bunch of different racetracks and places in the world that I've never seen before. The fact that I can set this up in only a couple seconds is crazy. We can actually make it look a little bit more official and pop all the windows out. So let's do that. I'm just gonna open up the back window to make it look even cooler. We'll be good to go. And just like that, we've got a tent ready to go. That's so sick. So let me show you around. So take a look at the rooftop tent. It looks incredible. So we've got our front door right here. We'll come back to that in a second. We've got our side window over here. We would usually, you actually do, have another side window on the front over here. Unfortunately, with the height of the truck and the bed and the height of the rack and everything like that, it's actually slightly too low to put the straights in. If we want to open up this front window, we've just got to do it by hand, but that's fine. I guess without further ado, let me show you what we've got in here. So we've got to climb our little ladder, and then this is gonna be our home away from home. Right out of the gate, we've got this really, really nice mattress up here, which is gonna be super comfortable. We've obviously got to get like a sleeping bag and a pillow and everything like that for up here, but already, fantastic start. We've got our window off to the back of the truck. That looks awesome. We can spy on all of our competitors through that and see if they're setting any good lap time. We've obviously got our super big and super bright sunroof along the top, which again is great. Let me show you though, one of the coolest parts of this tent. If we've got too much light and we need to go to sleep, we can close up our windows just like that. I know what you might be saying though, Nick, it's still too bright in here. How are you ever gonna sleep? Well, let me close the front door one sec. It is basically completely pitch black in here. I've kind of done this in the wrong order, if I'm honest. This is now a spooky episode of AR12 Gaming. However, not to worry, because inside of the tent is a built-in light. We have an LED light built into the tent, so even if it's dark outside and we want to come into the tent and do whatever activities we want to do, we've got plenty of light to actually be able to do it, which is awesome. This is such a cool setup. I absolutely love it. The ORO rack is just awesome. The build quality is fantastic. And the rooftop tent is truly mind-blowing. I get it. These rooftop tents are kind of expensive, but for something like this, you definitely get what you pay for. The quality is outstanding. Not to mention just how many little things are included that I didn't even talk about in this video. You actually get like this whole insulated blanket with this thing if you decide to go and tent in cold climates. You get this massive 13x9 awning, which is just, again, super cool. Seriously though, if you want to check out Go Overland Canada for yourself, I'll have a link in the description down below for them as well. They make a whole bunch of different styles of rooftop tents, ones like this one that I've got, and they definitely make one to suit your rig and your car. Episode 1 of our Overland build is officially complete, and I could not be more excited with it. We've done some really nice upgrades, but we're not done just yet. Before we do any more upgrades to this thing though, I want to actually try using it a couple times and actually see the things that we need to improve upon, maybe purchase in the future, and so on. If you ask me, there's no point in just going out right now and spending a whole bunch of money on stuff that I may or may not use. I want to go and live the experience and see for myself exactly what I need. And that's what I'm going to be doing. The next episode, we're going racing. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye now.